A huge blow-up between President Trump and Democratic leaders has done nothing to stop the rising call for impeachment hearings. Democrats say that Mr. Trump stormed out of a meeting with top Democrats at the White House yesterday, 3 minutes after it started. Then he told reporters he won't work with Democrats till they stop investigating his administration.
Sources tell CBS News the president got mad when House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said he was engaged in a cover-up. Democrats say they think the walkout and news conference were pre-planned. Chief Washington correspondent Major Garrett is with us. Major, good morning. Do you think this clash was part of some larger strategy?
Well, strategy is always a delicate word to use around Congress and this president because they are clashing and they want to clash. President Trump loves fights for a purpose, sometimes in the moment and sometimes later downstream. The fact is, he declared yesterday infrastructure is not going to happen. That means also a budget deal may not happen. Emergency flood relief may not happen. Lots of things that were moving along are now stopped. How he left the meeting is much less important than things have now reached a full gridlock stage in Washington. The great deal maker is making no deals, and the people's business is being neglected.
He's accused of stonewalling on a lot of different things. What do you think the administration hopes to accomplish by that?
Well, the administration's point of view is every congressional subpoena is invalid, and until the courts rule otherwise, that's going to be its position and its posture. What House Democrats look at that is saying, if you're going to tell us everything we're doing is illegitimate, we have to go to court or impanel an impeachment committee, which has different powers, which by precedent, courts have said have more oversight and can obtain things that a standard committee can't. That's why you're seeing more pressure among House Democrats to at least impanel an impeachment committee so it has more power to get what Democrats want.
So Speaker Pelosi said the bar for impeachment is overwhelming evidence and bipartisan support.
Right.
It doesn't sound like we're there yet, but is the president worried? When he says I word, he doesn't mean infrastructure.
No.
He means impeachment.
He does. And the sense about impeachment at the White House is go for it. You're not going to get it in the Senate. I will begin to run against you and say you're obsessed with that. One thing to remember. Impaneling an impeachment committee doesn't mean you are definitely going to impeach a president, but it does give you more power to obtain evidence, which might lead in that direction.
Major, quickly, a federal judge rejected the president's request to block congressional subpoenas for his banking records.
Banking records.
New York
counting.
State also moving to
Yes.
open his state records.
Keep an eye on this. This is moving. The president's wall there is being knocked down by the federal courts. If it is breached, records that have long been suppressed will be in public view. Not necessarily a scandal, but the president hasn't wanted them out. We'll find out why.
Major, it's a classic standoff between the two sides, it seems. Who do you think blinks first?
It's not a matter of blinking. These are institutional powers. The courts, the legislative branch, and the executive branch, they all have their own equities, and they are sorting themselves out in a process. It may not move as rapidly as some in the political sphere may want, but these are moments that are testing all of our institutions. The president likes that. He may not like it in the end.
And if you've enjoyed this conversation, as I have, you can watch more Major Garrett tonight on the CBS Evening News.
Have you enjoyed it?
I have, yeah. I learn something every time.
A major encore.